Hey guys! So today for Tip Tuesday, I did have a couple of suggestions. One was turning products into cookies, which I think is a really good idea, but I don't actually have much experience doing it. So I thought I would put it out here so that if any of you have turned any of your products like cheese balls or whatever into cookies, post your recipes so that we can all share those. Another suggestion that I had was tax prep, which I think would be super helpful for new consultants, especially. But I am good at doing my own taxes, but not the business part. So I will be covering that, but probably with a guest, and that won't be this video. So what I did choose was another suggestion that I got, which was what to do more specifically at a freezer meal workshop. And I'm just assuming that what this means is step by step how to do a freezer meal workshop. And I was originally going to do this as a demo video, but I didn't want to go grocery shopping. So you're just going to have to use your imagination. So for a typical freezer meal workshop, you want to show up half an hour early, just like you would for a normal party, and you want to set up. I know some consultants use their own mixing bowls to hold up the bags, and their own measuring cups, measuring spoons, um, everything like that, tin foil and whatever. Some consultants do that, some don't. Some ask the host to just set out mixing bowls and cutting mats, things like that. You're going to want a trash can close by to wherever you're working, whether it's a table or a countertop or whatever. Definitely have a trash can or two, depending on how many people you have attending. Make sure everything's set up. If you chose to make them gifts or anything, I know some people give cutting boards or things to freezer meal guests. Make sure those are set up at the stations as well. You're going to want paper towels, a readily accessible sink so that people can wash their hands. And then in a separate area, like on a separate countertop or something, you can set up samples so that they'll have something to munch on. And you can put your catalogs and order forms there too. And then once people start arriving, you're going to greet them just like you normally would. Introduce yourself. You can go into your like 3-minute introduction, how long you've been doing it, blah, 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 blah. Hopefully everybody brought their product as well as the other ingredients and a cooler. If not, you're going to have to improvise. So have fun with that. And then work your way through the workshop. My recommendation is to have everybody doing the same meal at the same time. That way you can stand in one spot and say, now do this, now do this, now do this. So nobody gets left behind, nobody gets confused. Excuse me, and you're just telling them what to put in the bag. Okay, now we zip the bag, now we touch our meat and rub it and squish it and whatever. So you do all that, and make sure you label the bags before you put things in them, because labeling them after, especially if you're not using stickers, like if you're just writing on the bags, is really hard once there's meat and stuff like that in there. So you just do that, have them pack it away. At the end, you can do a little spiel, little sales pitch, if you like the products you sampled today while we were making these, da-da-da, here's a catalog. I do not personally bring a display to my freezer meal workshops. Some people might. I don't, because they're obviously not going to have time to look at it, and it's just more for you to carry. That's it. They pack up, they leave, they'll order or book. Make sure you call them within like 2 weeks. I'd say around 2 weeks to call and say, hey, how are you enjoying your meals? Or touch base with your host. Hey, have you heard back from any of your guests? Are they liking the meals? Is there something they want to change? Do they want to try a different menu? Always rebook your host. Remember that they're going to run out of food. typically within 10 to 15 days. So in 30 days, she might be ready for another workshop, or sooner, depending on how much she likes it. But just remember that you do have to have that 10-day window of leeway for ordering the product unless they already have it in the home. And that's really it. I hope that covers the request. All it said was what to do more specifically at a freezing rail workshop. That's it. The only other things I can suggest is you can still play games, like the bead game still works when you're at a freezing rail workshop. You can still do the ticket game if you want to take a break between meals or something, or if you just want to hand it out for them since their hands are going to be messy, things like that. If you have any other questions, let me know. And if anybody has any tips for these videos, let me know. I did start another list, so I have that going with the tax prep suggestion on there too. And I guess that's everything. So I hope it helped, and I will see you guys Thursday.